I hear you clicking around over there, busy pants.
Hey, Amy.
I hear you clicking around over there, busy pants. Oh, I'm getting feedback. What's going on?
Yes. Hold on. I got to turn my volume down. So I have a completely different set of headphones tonight. My audio might suck. I'm sorry.
I can hear you.
Good.
I
Good.
can
I'm
hear
glad
you
you.
loud and clear. Yay. I
Yay.
got my candle lit.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. So,
Nice.
smells like the ocean. Smells like the ocean. That's a stupid song.
All right. I got to change some settings here, but WTAF is going on.
WTAF is going on with you? A lot of stuff. It's been crazy the past couple days.
Oh my gosh, it's like a full moon, but it's not a full moon. I checked.
I'll still howl.
Oh my gosh. Oh, yes. It's nuts. It's been a crazy couple days. Absolutely insane.
It
So,
has. And thank you for all the, all the new people that have joined.
yes, we definitely have to give a shout out to 3 channels. I listed them in the comments above. Huge shout out to Plunder for giving us a shout out and being so kind. The link to their channel is up in the chat. Another shout out to Kimberly for giving us the shout out and being so kind. And I just have to say, I love her wit and her honesty. I think I told you, like, I feel like she's like my spirit when it comes to true crime and YouTube. She says so many things that I bite my tongue and don't say. So props to Kimberly for keeping it real.
Yeah.
And thank you for shouting our channel out. Another thank you to Team Phoenix. I have had the pleasure of speaking with him this week. He's another awesome channel you guys should check out. He's honest, he's down to earth, and he's got his heart in the right place. And we are truly thankful for him coming to us and asking for permission to use our photos. He's just a good guy.
Yeah,
So
that goes a long way. Have you ever played that game where it's like you can invite people to a dinner party, alive or dead, like historical people or famous people? You know that game? Have you ever played it?
yes.
Okay, so I'm not really interested in a dinner party. I want to have like a slumber party, and Kimberly's on my list.
Totally. Totally. I feel like I would just be doubled over laughing all night
I might
long.
have abs afterwards.
Oh my gosh, I wouldn't be wearing Spanx today. Totally rocking the Spanx today. No shame, but I am dressed. So that's what counts,
There
right?
you go. Somebody should put like build Spanx into pajama pants.
Oh my gosh. Then we could feel human while we're all in quarantine, right?
Pandemic problems.
Oh, boy, that might actually be a good idea.
Oh, I'm seeing a lot of new people first time here. So yay. I think maybe we need to take just 1 second and let you kind of know what our rules are. And we bent them a little bit tonight, but in a good way. Generally speaking, in the chat, it's okay if you already did, because obviously a lot of you came from other places. But generally speaking, we don't mention other creators, good or bad, in our comments. And you can say whatever you want as long as you express your opinions, as long as we're not rude to each other. And that's pretty much it, right?
Yes, and I need to give a full disclaimer. Yes, totally a full disclaimer for everybody down in the chat. We are human. We're real people. So in the background, you might hear my kids, you might hear my dogs. I may even sniffle, as somebody pointed out in the comments.
You're not allowed to sniffle.
Oh my gosh, I have terrible allergies, everyone. Terrible. And believe it or not, I can't get into my doctor because we're going through a pandemic. So if I sniffle, please just understand that I'm human. Amy's human. We're real. We got real life going on in the background behind us here. We're just two
Amy generally, now I have the door open right now because my kids just went to bed, but generally speaking, I sit on my patio. So from time to time, you're going to hear crickets and stuff. Sorry.
You might even hear the whippoorwill.
No, you're supposed to say his name.
Oh, and so another full disclaimer. While we are focused on Gannon's case, and we have full compassion for Gannon and his family, we do laugh here, and we'd never laugh at the crime itself or the victim or the victim's family. Sometimes we get a little off track and we interact with our chat and we laugh and we have a good time, and laughter is good for the soul. Also, if you have nothing good to say, keep it to yourself because you're wasting your time. That's a waste. Literally, you're wasting seconds of your life saying something mean. It gets you nowhere besides blocked from the channel. Be nice. Be nice.
And we don't talk about, other than, Gannon is a victim here, but other than that, we don't discuss minors. So unless it's, something in the affidavit about Harley or something like that, we just really don't talk about her or Lena.
Right.
So we try to stay away from that out of respect for them. They're children, and they didn't ask for this. So I think that's pretty much it. I also want to tell you guys, if you haven't already found it, WTAF has a page on Facebook, and we also have a Gannon Stout discussion group, and I urge you all to join. It's been a little crazy in there the past couple of days. We've had some.
Whoa, we just got called hot. Thanks, Jason. We appreciate that in these days. In these days when we're rocking pajamas and hair on top of our head. Thank you. You're so kind.
Oh, that just made my night. If you only knew.
I totally cut you off sitting over here with my Mufasa.
Oh, no. So take this how it is. I'm pretty straightforward. The Gannon discussion group on Facebook has grown exponentially, and we are very excited about it. And with growth comes growing pains. And we've had some not so nice people in there. And we're trying to give them the benefit of the doubt and trying to talk them off a ledge and things like that. And you will have seen a little bit of stuff where now we just laugh, because to keep our sanity, we're going to have to deal with some of that with humor. If you can't get past it, you're going to have to take a little break for 28 days. So
yes. We're literally cutting no slack. We're not giving a 3-day mute. We're not giving a 7-day mute. We're going straight to the 28-day mute. So if you come in our discussion group acting like an asshole, you're going to sit on mute for 28 days.
Right. Find somewhere else to do it, because it just becomes way too frustrating. We're super nice people, but when you're and we're so grateful for all of you. But when your phone has 40 notifications on it every 30 minutes, and 10 of them are people calling another person a name for no reason or what have you, just generally coming here to troll, we were responding. Now we're just going to troll you back, because it's the only way we're going to be able to keep our sanity. So there you go. Hi, John Crimes.
Hey, John Crimes.
I loved your live the other night. It was very moving.
Yes, it was. John is another great YouTube creator. If nobody knows who he is,
everybody should know who he is. Super talented, heart and soul.
Yes, his videos are
everything out on the table.
Yes, they're moving. Very. And I say that with being completely genuine. It takes a lot for me to sit and watch YouTube videos.
Mm-hmm.
And to get my attention, and John's videos get my attention. So thank you, John, for being an asset in this community. Your work
I thought you were about to say something else. I was like, what?
No, asset.
That's another brand for Spanx. Assets. Just so you know.
Oh, I know, because I'm wearing the Spanx shirt right now with my Spanx leggings.
Kimberly's YouTube channel, Julie Phillips. If it's not up in the beginning of the comments, we can drop it in. The beginning of the chat. You can scroll back up there later on the replay, or we can go ahead and throw it down in the description when we put the video up.
I can drop her channel right now.
She is worth checking out. Definitely.
She's hilarious.
Give her a subscribe, because same for John. See, we're breaking our rules here, but
we're allowed to break our own rules for the right reasons.
Oh, so I can go eat that ice cream?
Yes, go ahead.
I'm kidding.
Girl, we're in a pandemic. Do what you want.
You say that, and then when I have to call like Jerry Springer to get the whale sling to remove me from my own house.
Oh boy. All right. So we should probably get started. Why doesn't the chat let us know what your biggest questions are? Because there's been an enormous amount of feedback on our last live, as well as in our Facebook discussion group. We've been discussing some other things in the group, but there's a lot of different opinions and thoughts, and we'd love to discuss them with you.
Okay. When is the next court date? I believe it's June 1st. Is that correct? It was originally April 30th, but I believe they moved it.
Yeah, you're catching me off guard because I don't have that in front of me, but
okay. I can look it up. I will look it up right now. I have that link. I just have to get off the comments page. Here we go.
J-Day asked, is there proof on Harley's abuse from Teabag? So those are words that I shared. That was shared, May 5th. Lonesome Dove was saying May 5th. For the next court date. As far as the abuse on Harley, those are words that I shared. I heard it from two people. The second source that I heard it from, I trust 100%. You can take that for what you want. You don't have to believe me because I'm obviously just a person, but I know my source. I know them well. I know they wouldn't lie to me. I know that they're very close to this case, and there's no reason that they would tell me that if it was not true. So, do I believe that it's true? Absolutely, 100%. Do I believe it? I believe it's true. You don't have to believe it. That's your choice. Do we think Letitia will show up for her divorce hearing or just have her lawyer go?
I think Letitia's going to take every opportunity to get out of that cell that she can.
Yeah. Okay, Glam Dolly's saying the next preliminary court date is June 5th through 8th. She's got two of them. Okay.
Right. So she has, okay, so I'm looking at the docket right now. It's a little different from what the records release page says. So she's scheduled at 10:20 a.m. tomorrow, April 30th. Hearing type initial conference appearance. And on, let's see, they have two different listings for that, but it's the same case number. And then June 5th is the preliminary hearing.
Okay.
And that is on, so April 30th on that 309 case, I think that is, I'm not 100% sure, but I believe that is the divorce. And then 6-5 is the criminal. Yep, it is. It has CR in it. So that's criminal. Yep. June 5th.
All right.
At 9 a.m.
Somebody's mentioning Taco Bell down there. I'm not going to talk about Taco Bell anymore on here because
Yes, you are.
no, I'm not. Somebody
I am.
decided to be a troll in the Facebook group and call me a pig for Taco Bell. So I'm not talking about Taco Bell anymore.
Oh, you
Mine
said that
and
was source.
me and Taco Bell's relationship is it's yeah.
It's complicated.
Right. Right. I hope you guys are not hearing that. You might be hearing it. Okay. Sorry if you heard that. I was trying to download a video really quick.
Yes, Glam Dolly, April 30th is the divorce. You can tell them the codes because it's even if you don't know the case numbers, if you see the DR, that's going to mean it's something other. When you see CR, you know it's criminal, and the preliminary starts on the 5th. Yep. So, hello, Amanda.
Hey, Amanda. There's little Texas tornado. Hey, Raquel.
Talk about it some more.
Yes.
Not your business.
So
All right.
You're funny.
Oh.
Okay.
Does T even have a defense that is realistic? Well, I'm always shocked by the defense. I will say that, and intrigued.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure that they are earning their public defender money.
Mm-hmm. Soul for Music asked, can you really see Gannon at any point in that clip from T Ballsack's phone? I personally don't think you can. I'm going to play the video. Just a warning to everybody. Might want to turn down your volume if you don't want to hear it. I don't know if I have the ability to mute the video. Somebody also accused me earlier of taking this video from another channel. No, I didn't. We published it 2 months ago. All I did was take our original video and I flipped it. That's all. So we're going to look at this video and then we're going to look at the layout of the house so you can actually see where T walks in the video. When you flip it, T walks from her
wait. Let's give them the context of what the video is. It's the one that Letitia said she accidentally recorded.
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt. Just
that's
before.
Fine. Yeah. That's fine. You can see in the video that Tisha, once it's flipped, you can see that she walks out of her master bedroom where Gannon's sister's laying in bed on a pillow wedge, and she walks through the main living area, and then it goes black. And the area that she walks to, based on the layout of the house, is either one of two areas: the guest bathroom or actually, you know what? I can share it without audio, so you don't have to hear it, Lonesome Dove. I don't think any of us want to hear it. It's horrible to hear. So it would have either been the guest bathroom right behind the kitchen, or it would have been Lena's bedroom. My personal belief is that it was the guest bathroom. That's what I think. I think Gannon was in the guest bathroom on the first floor, right across from Lena's room. So I'm going to play that video. There will be no audio because I know that a lot of us don't want to hear it, me included. I can't listen to it.
No.
So, and then I'll show you the layout of the house so you guys can have a full understanding of what we're seeing.
And if you guys have questions while she's doing them, I will watch the chat and I will write them down in my 5-star.
Your 5-star. And we also have a little inside jokes in here. So 5 stars and no, that's fine. 5 stars a joke from last month or something that stuck. So
our friend Doodlebug, our mod Doodlebug.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Alrighty.
Sophie H. So the video that we have, Plunder actually got a recording that's a little bit longer than ours. You can't hear that in our video. I think our video is a couple seconds shorter.
It is. It's like that part was edited out.
Yeah, that video went up so quick and then it was taken down and then it was re-uploaded. So if if you're, if you want to hear that and you want to watch that video, I know that is on Plunder's channel. You can watch that extended couple seconds there. The video I'm going to show is just going to give everybody a layout of the house. It's different when you flip it upside down because the video was upside down when she posted it.
Yeah. What Danielle flipped this video, and when she flipped it, it was the most brilliant thing ever. So I think you're going to see things obviously you're going to see things a whole nother way and from another perspective, literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me just a minute and I'll get it pulled up.
Sure.
Mute my
Tracy,
microphone.
You want me to mute your mic?
Yes, if you can, if you don't mind.
I can't.
Oh, I'll do it. I got it.
I was going to say, if I don't want that power. Oh, hi, Tracy L. Hi, Hybrid Pisces. Welcome, Cynthia. Becky Heather. Little Texas Tornado. So Glam Dolly says, here's hoping that guy is as serious as a heart attack. He'll blow that child killer and her life sky high. Bring it on. Yes, you're talking about Michael Allen tearing her to pieces. I know somebody said something really fantastic up here. They said something like, that was you. Once Michael Allen is done, she'll wish Landon got to her first. Yeah, like a velociraptor. Yeah, when Danielle flipped this video the other night and we looked at it, it was just eye-opening. It makes a lot more sense. Hey, Jilly Bean. Glad you're here. Okay, Amy Savaro, what was your question? And I will write it in my 5-star. Do I need to scroll back up and look and I missed it? And I'm sorry. Okay. Do you guys have any thoughts on why Roderick Drayton is not listed on the witness list? Okay.
All right. We'll get to that in just a second. Let me play this video. And then go over the pictures of the layout of the house. Hey, Pink Sugar.
I got it. I wrote it down. Hi, Thinkers Think. Hi, Shoot the Moon. No, just kidding. Nobody's late. Nobody's late. We're just getting started. We were just chit-chatting in the beginning because that's what we do. Leanne, if it's not slow enough, we will play it as many times as we need to do. There's no issue with that.
All right, so I have to share my entire screen.
Okay. Callie teacher, don't feel that way. Don't feel like you showed up to a party where we all know each other. There's no cliques here. We're all friends and family. I promise you. And we're glad you're here. You're welcome to my party anytime. AJ, I don't know how Landon has controlled herself either. And I don't ever want to know what that feels like. Oh, it's a twin thing. I'm so glad you're here. Hi, April Dawn. I don't know, Glim Dolly. We will talk about that in a minute. I do have it written down. So, hi, working on my gains. See, Kelly, you're already old friends. I see people saying hi to you.
Are you sure you didn't?
I am going to be quiet now.
Pinky promise. Okay, all right, so.
You guys might.
That's weird.
You might want to turn your volume down if you don't want to hear it.
We can sell whatever. Don't be mad at us. House. Got it?
Could you guys see that at all or no?
We couldn't see it, but we could hear it all. Just give us a minute. Yeah, nobody can see it, but she's working on it right now. It's difficult to work under pressure sometimes like this too. It is what it is. So she'll be back in just a minute. She popped off for just a second. She'll be back to present the video. Catherine B, thanks for the compliment. Thank you. Progressive thinking is a very nice compliment. AJ, the more I hear about this, the more we learn about this case, the more it deeply affects me. I totally understand. Hi, Diane Y and Ryan Sam. Ryan gave us permission to eat all the Taco Bell we wanted.
All right, I'm back. I got to figure this out. We'll just keep chatting for a second.
Okay. Yeah. Amy, you're funny. That is the most educated voice I ever have heard, and her voice makes me sick.
Yeah, I'm sorry that you guys heard it. I don't know how you heard it. Probably because my headphones were plugged in. So I'm sorry. I did not mean to play the audio. Let me play around with some stuff here and try to get it going. But in the meantime, I'll go into the pictures of the house and actually showing you where Tisha walked from and where she walked to. My technology is not cooperating tonight. I don't know why. It was acting funny before I came on. So, weird.
It happens. It just
Oh.
It happens.
It does.
We're human.
I'm going to blame it on the Xboxes.
It's always the Xbox. Yeah, Little Texas Tornado. It is. You know, some people do think it's part of that Lumbee heritage that she talks that way. She's also trash, so that could be it too. I'm sorry, I don't have much of a filter when it comes to my feelings about her.
Hood rat lipstick.
Hood rat. Oh. Did you, Little Texas Tornado? I did too. I know I posted like one or two in our Facebook group. But yeah, it gave me some interesting insights. Oh, Pink Sugar, you're welcome. Thank you for being here. Okay, so we have a question. Wonder why Lena wasn't in her bed. Are we sure that isn't Lena's bed? Yeah, we're sure that isn't Lena's bed. I have some thoughts on why Lena wasn't in her bed. Danielle, are you still there? Oh, she's muted. Okay.
I'm here. I'm going to share my screen.
Okay.
Just give me one moment.
Sure.
I am 100% positive that Lena was in the master bedroom. When you look at the video, it's actually the last video that I uploaded. You can see that Lena is laying in a queen size bed, and according to the floor plans of the house, the room that Tisha walked out of is the master bedroom. So,
right. So
this is. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say there was a lot of chaos that night, and my personal belief of why she was in there, why Lena was in the master bedroom, was so that Tisha could control the environment. There was a TV in there. She could close the door. She knew where she was. You know, there was a lot going on in that house that night.
Okay, so this is the actual Stalk residence. And when you watch the video and you look at the floor plans of this house, I shared this in the most recent community post. There is a link to the real estate listing for this house that shows you all the pictures of inside the house. Let me click here so I can show you this area right here. This is the master bedroom, and this is the bedroom that Tisha walked out of when the video started. And then she walked into the main living room. She walked into the main living room, and I'll pull that picture up, or the main living area. I think it's this one.
Hey, Supermax. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for the compliments.
Yeah. Give me just 1 second. I'll pull it up.
So everybody is gushing over the background photo that you have up on the screen tonight.
Yeah, that's actually Landon's current profile picture on Facebook. It's a gorgeous picture.
It is. Okay, Cynthia Grow, you're going to have to be more specific. You're asking where are the images from? Are these the ones attached with the affidavit? If you're talking about the images that Danielle is putting on the screen, these came directly from the property management company or the real estate company when advertising the house for rent or for purchase. So they're from like an MLS listing pretty much.
Right. Okay, so I'm going to put the other picture up. Hold on one moment.
No worries, Cynthia. Anytime you have a question, just ask. We'll try our best. Okay, in a video that's longer, you hear Lena ask what's wrong. Actually, you can hear it, and if you were to listen to the audio of this video, the one that we don't have like the ending, but in the beginning, you can hear Lena say that.
So when Tisha walks out of that bedroom in the video, she walks into this area. You can see it. You can see the couch. You can see the kitchen area. And then she walks to that area where you see there's like a slight hallway and a bedroom going towards the front door. I'm going to drop the real estate listing. You guys can see all the layout of the house. I believe Gannon was in the guest bathroom that is directly behind the wall where the refrigerator is. Right. It's in that little hallway right there.
Where you see that pendant light hanging.
Correct. Mm-hmm. I was thinking about this, and this is totally random. I might be incorrect when I say it, but when Lena came home from school that day, she was told by Letitia that Gannon was in Tisha's bedroom sleeping and sick. I think that was said to Lena because I think it was something that Tisha maybe routinely did. I mean, the night before, Lena was in the master bedroom. So in a child's head, that would make sense. Like, okay, well, my stepmom lets me lay in her bed, so it makes sense that Gannon would be laying in her bed too.
Exactly. It wouldn't be anything out of the ordinary.
Right. It was something that she routinely did. Let me get the real estate link really quick. I have to go to the Facebook group to pull it up and drop it so you guys can see all the pictures of the house. Another thing we figured out, we discussed this in our last live about baseboards and trim in the basement, and I'll pull up the picture of the basement. There are baseboards throughout the whole entire house. When we flipped that candle picture, I'll show that as well. You get a completely different view of it. You can actually see part of the baseboard, I believe, a very tiny little smidgen of the baseboard. But let me get the real estate listing really quick and drop it in the chat. Give me just 1 second. There was also a lot of confusion in our group because I had shared pictures. We were able to make out what one of the objects was in the candle picture. And it's actually something that we found in real estate listings from the home that Letitia and Al lived in South Carolina before it was sold in January of 2019. So there was confusion there. People were like, that's not their house or whatever. It was 2 different houses that I was showing, and I tried to be as clear as possible, but I don't know.
Well, it's okay. It got lost in translation. So when you're looking at it, just keep in mind that you're going to see the same furniture and the same sheets, the same decor in different places because they are 2 different places. It's their old home on the East Coast and then their new home in Colorado.
Well, and while I can be a smart ass. Usually when people move from one house to another, no matter where it is, they take their stuff with them. So
I know, but there was a lot of like,
well,
the bed is in the wrong place, and it's like, because they're 2 different houses. I can't do it anymore.
oh my gosh. So all right, I'm dropping, this is the link.
And we weren't mad at anybody. We weren't. It became a joke. So it's okay.
Yes.
Okay. Open minds. If you're new to this, Al and Tisha are married. Tisha came into the marriage with a teenage daughter named Harley. Al came into the marriage with Gannon, who's 11, and Elena, who is 9. So they don't have any biological children together. They're a blended family.
Catherine B., I love that statement. It's better to be a smart ass than a dumbass. Thank you.
They're dumb one.
All right, so I dropped the link and I specified it's the former Stout home on Mandan Drive in Colorado. And I say former because Al moved out of the house that Gannon was killed in. He no longer lives there. The last I knew, it went right up for rent. I don't know if it's been rented. Not going there because it's not my business who lives there anymore. But Raquel, so it's like skipping reading the directions and going straight to the pictures.
I've been guilty.
Oh, it happens. I think we've all been guilty. So, all right. So there you see the layout of the house.
Joe, I have a smartphone for a dumbass. You guys are funny.
All right. Let me pull up some more pictures and we'll show you.
Dolly Dampman says the name of the street sounds the same as Chris Watts and Shanann Watts. They lived on Saratoga Trail, though. I think what's interesting is that if you want to go on a tangent, is Tisha and Al lived on Mandan Drive, and Gannon's mother is Landon. So, but.
And just to clarify, Landon is spelled Landeen, spelled with an E. So I'm a weirdo. I'm really big on spelling.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean,
Stacy B., you think T was plotting and planning this? She was waiting for Al to go out of town. Yeah. I have a theory. I don't know. I might get into it. I might not. I'm going to go look at some more pictures for a minute and see what other pictures I want to show. Which pictures am I supposed to show, Amy? You might remember.
The pictures with the lamp base.
Okay.
Where the couch is up against one wall and the other items are against the opposing wall.
Yes.
There are a lot of things to speculate about how all this happens. I see people say I think she was having a manic episode. I'm not 100% going to disagree with you, but it depends on what, for me to buy into that theory, what triggered that. And that's really all I'll say on that. But yeah, interesting. Little Texas tornado. You have a passion for pronunciation. I do too, but you know, Ashley Martin, we're working on that. We're working on getting that flipped video. If not, I encourage you, if you're not already part of our Facebook group, the Gannon group, and I would do it if I could right now. Oh, actually, maybe I can. I'll drop the link for that. Give me a second, and I'll go
For what?
That.
Gannon's
for the Gannon group on Facebook. Yeah.
I can drop it. I can drop
you?
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm in the links right now.
Yay. Look at Sophie H being our cheerleader. There's 288 in the chat and only 77 thumbs up. That's okay. We're just glad you're here.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let me dig through pictures.
Kath and Ross, yes. This is important. T lost her job. How would she explain this to Al? Her lies and manipulation were catching up to her. I expect she was super freaked out. Her world was closing in on her like nobody's business. You're right. That's an important thing to keep in mind. That she was going to have to either tell him another lie or explain to him how her offer from the school, from the school district had been rescinded.
Right.
And why? Because she lied about her work history. Or there were inconsistencies in her work history. I should say that properly.
All right, so there's the basement that the infamous candle incident, if it even happened, where it took place.
But that is, we do, they're asking the photo we showed of the candle, that was the basement.
Yes. That was the basement. That is the basement right there. We have the blueprints actually in our Facebook group. I don't have them downloaded to my computer, so I can't post them for you guys, but there is, I believe, the bedroom closer to the stairs right there. There's a bedroom there. I believe that was Tisha's daughter's bedroom. There's a bathroom over there. The other end of the basement would have been Gannon's bedroom. And I think you see the door that's next to the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have to look at the blueprints again, but there's an unfinished
utility room.
I could be wrong about the layout down there because I don't have it in front of me, but that is the basement. And I don't know if Matt's down in the chat, but we had a discussion last time about baseboards. The basement had baseboards. So I'll show you guys the flipped candle picture, because once you flip it, it's completely different. Like you see it at a different light. And that's how we were able to compare some things.
By the way, Matt wants to be called baseboards from now on, he said.
Yes.
Pseudonym.
Yes.
Alter ego.
I'm going to message True Helper really quick and see what he's got going on.
Okay, Glam Dolly. The job offer withdrawn from her on Friday was a huge blow and likely part of the trigger for her violence on Sunday and Monday. Absolutely. I mean, it factored in somehow. If anything, that was just another pressure.
All right, so you guys saw the basement. Let me get into the rest of the pictures because there's...
I agree, Callie teacher. And it was interesting because when we were looking into different hiring practices in different states, in North Carolina, they don't do a full background check to date. I mean, I just looked at it last week again. So unless it changed since last week.
Yeah. So this picture was taken in the South Carolina house. This is real estate photos from the South Carolina house when Al and Tisha sold it. It is their belongings. It is their stuff. You can look through all of the real estate pictures, including the one of Tisha's closet with all of her push-up bras, like 20 push-up bras and all of her stilettos. So there's no doubt that this was Al and Tisha's house. This is their furniture. You'll notice that lamp right there, and it's sitting on a base. It's sitting like on a pillar. And we were able to flip the candle picture. And because we had thought originally, when you look at that candle picture, it looks like there's like a wooden block. And I had speculated that a lot of times in basements, in finished basements, there's support poles. And when people finish the basements, they will encase them in wood or pillar like structures to give it more of an aesthetic look than just having poles in your basement.
Than just a beam, an exposed beam. Yeah.
Right. When you look at the photos of the house in Colorado, they had no beams in the basement. There were no support poles. That house was built for the basement to be a living area. So I was wrong when I thought that was like a support beam. What it was that we saw in that photo was the wooden pillar that you see, the silver lampshade, or I'm sorry, the silver lamp with the blue lampshade with gold pineapples on it. It's sitting on that wooden pillar there. I'll give you the side by side of where we put them next to each other. Jilly bean, you like poles. I love your guys' random comments. They crack me up. Oh, I like before I come on here, I always have like major anxiety and I'm like, I'm a nervous wreck. And then I get on here and you guys make my day. Thank you.
I know. And I'm just looking at what the heck she said. She had bad decorating style. It's funny because this post was a cluster of what house is this? And then HGTV critiquing. and I was laughing so hard at your comments. Oh.
The psychopath painted her house Tiffany blue. It's ugly as fuck. I mean, it's no offense to anybody out there who's got their living room painted Tiffany blue, but no.
It just doesn't work here.
Yes, it doesn't. It doesn't work in the house. It's very like, wow, in your face. Holy smokes. You walk in and you have a seizure from the colors. But hey,
Ryan, Sam, it's a nice backdrop for the Lily Pulitzer dresses. She could be like, look at the beautiful ocean behind me, standing on a surfboard.
Her Vera Bradley purses.
Yes. Her push-up bikinis.
Yes. If Cabin Life at Eden Springs is listening, I'm not sorry that I offended you with my opinion. She's still after me. She was just commenting on Plunder's video the other day about how I lied about her. I'm like, I didn't lie about you. All I did was read your comments. Because remember, she left us pages and pages of comments. Never lied about you, sweetheart. She was highly, highly offended that I had something to say about Lily Pulitzer and Vera Bradley. So.
Oh dear. It was a manifesto. It wasn't very long comments. It needed bookmarks.
Oh my gosh. It boiled down to I hurt her feelings over her choice of attire. So, all right, I'm getting the candle picture. I got a little off track there, guys. That happens here. Sorry. Are you there? Oh, Amy muted. Okay.
Yeah, I had to mute real quick because guess what?
What?
I sneezed. So I don't, imagine that.
You might get crucified for sneezing.
Oh my gosh. She's a Walmart Kim Kardashian.
That's probably the best comment.
Counterfeit knockout. Oh.
Oh, you guys crack me up. You're hilarious.
Thank you, April. Oh, goodness. Norma Rudd, I don't want to say you haven't missed much because you always get a lot from us, but no, we chit-chatted for about 23 minutes in the beginning. And now we're going through the floor plans of the house because Danielle brilliantly flipped a video that Letitia had leaked, or I shouldn't even say leaked. She just put it out there and owned that she did it. There's a difference. And we are comparing photos now.
I can't take all the credit for that. I flipped it upon a suggestion of one of our members of our admin team.
You did.
Yeah, that was
so the
that was
team.
suggested.
Missy Elliott did it. They flipped it and reversed it and dropped it down and flipped it, and I don't know. Oh my God, they're calling her a Kardashian. Kardashian. Is that like a Frada purse?
Like a Target Kardashian?
Or a Goach purse? Goach.
Oh gosh, guys. Now, I love the laughter. This is why our lives turn into like 3-hour lives, because we're all like ADD and we go off on another topic and lose it. Tambra,
oh my God.
I'm drinking coffee.
Amber Murphy's comment. She said, Missy Elliott reference was rad because her song came on one day and my 7-year-old asked why she needed to shave her cha-cha. What did you say? Oh, snorted. I'm sorry. Oh, that happens here too.
Oh, soul for music, speaking to my soul with some Lizzo down there.
We love the Lizzo.
Okay. All right. Back to business. Let me go search for this picture.
Kardashian.
I'll take whatever you're smoking. Oh, this is 100% sober.
Oh, yeah, totally.
This is called...
If you could be a fly on the wall when we have conversations in private, it's
oh,
this is calm down.
Yeah, this is mild.
Yes, this is rated E for everyone.
Oh, all right.
Oh, now I'm never going to think about the cha-cha slide the same way again.
I can't even get to the pictures because I'm laughing so hard. Okay.
I will be calm.
No, you're fine. No,
I'm going to channel my inner grown-up.
I'm going to be professional. I'm sure there'll be a lot of comments telling me how unprofessional we are.
Aww. Bless their hearts.
Yeah.
Their fingers must get tired.
The fact that they take time out of their day.
My kids are brats. She's going to go put on her astronaut diapers.
Oh, boy. All right. I'm hunting down a picture. Give me a second.
No worries. My goodness. Charla, the couch was like, so in the basement there's like it's upstairs in the living room. Sorry. Oh. Jilly Bean, you think it's more fun when we're unprofessional? Oh, Brooks Channel. I know, right? I have no clue how to adult either. It's kind of anything goes these days. And I wonder if it'll ever be like it was a month and a half ago. I really do.
I'm
Yes,
not even
Tambra, I
I'm
believe
not even
so.
sure I want to go to what it was like a month and a half ago. We're also
It's changed forever.
it
Okay.
is.
You guys are like given the Urban Dictionary for anatomy down there.
All right. So back to this candle picture. Here's the candle picture again. And you can see where we labeled it. Oh, let me hide this comment. Sorry, I really love the Tardashian comment, but I have to take it down so you can see the picture. So there's an arrow there. That is, I can try to zoom in. Let's see how well I can zoom in. You can see up here, you can see the design of the pillar stand. You can see it over on the side there between the pillar and the couch. And then actually, when you look at this picture, when it's flipped, it doesn't make much sense, does it? Because everything where the burn happened, the candle is facing away from, which is interesting.
Right.
It's very interesting.
It's a physics predicament.
Yes. Yeah, it's a predicament for sure. Things don't appear to be the same as when you look at the photo the other way, the first way we presented it the other night. Also, if you look in the very, very top left-hand corner of that picture, you see a little corner of white.
Next to the blue blanket.
No, above that.
Oh no, up above the beige thing. I get you.
Yes, up
Yeah.
above the beige thing. The beige thing we believe is an ottoman, and we can give you the whole synopsis of that as well. Or it's a pillow wedge. It's one of two things. But that little corner of white in the very left-hand corner, that is baseboard, that is trim in the basement. So not sure how they had the basement set up or how their furniture was positioned, but you have to imagine that the couch and that lamp stand right there was pretty close to a wall because of the baseboard right there. Let's see what you guys are saying down in the chat.
What is that a picture of, Audrey? That's a picture of the candle knocked over. It goes along with the
Our
Letitia's
live,
candle story in our
yeah,
live from the other night.
yes,
The WTAF was Letitia saying.
yes. Dolly Datman, you said the other stuff looks like padding that goes under a rug. We actually think that might be an ottoman. I can show you that in a second, or a pillow wedge. And just like we had went over the photos of Gannon, and we had said that possibly that was a suitcase under his blankets, I think I've changed my mind now, at least. I don't believe it was a suitcase. I believe it was a pillow wedge.
Yeah.
Based on seeing his sister sleeping on one, and you kind of connect all the dots, and that makes more sense than somebody photographing a child in bed with a suitcase under the blankets. Hey, True Helper.
That thing on the side of the couch is like a stain, and it's in weird kind of like hash marks. It's not hair though.
This thing right here.
Yes.
Yeah,
that is probably why she was Googling how to get stains off a suede couch. Hi, True Helper, by the way.
That would make sense, huh? Yeah, she didn't Google how to get wax off of a carpet, which is mind-blowing. But
yeah. I'm going to mute my mic for a second because Chris is going to bed.
Okay. So, guys, there's a lot to be seen when you start taking these pictures apart and like trying to figure things out and all of that. I don't know. The physics of this whole candle incident doesn't make sense. All of honestly, most people's opinions from what we've seen within our Facebook group and on YouTube is that something happened here. I'm not going to go into details of what people think. I think we all know what everyone thinks happened there. And then Letitia poured candle wax on it. I'd also like to point out we were talking about this earlier in the group. There's no mention of burnt carpet within the affidavit. And then the WTAF admin team, we got to talking about alarm systems. I have an alarm system. And I have to imagine, I'd have to look into the logistics of it. I have to imagine that ADT, that's not the system I have, but most alarm systems are pretty standard and universal. My alarm system, when I set off a smoke detector, my alarm company installed a separate smoke detector. So not only do my standard smoke detectors go off, my alarm smoke detector goes off. It yells fire. My alarm panel goes off, as well as my alarm company calling me if I set off a smoke detector.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, there's nothing in the affidavit about ADT, an ADT log of any type of fire whatsoever within that house.
Right. And it's important because the police, they did include in the affidavit that the arriving officer said that there was no smell of smoke. In fact, it smelled quite pleasant and mentioned that it smelled like coconut.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Right. Yeah, and and the way that she described it, she said it was dark and smoky and she couldn't see and she threw blankets on it. Well, if it's dark,
stomped it out with her own feet.
Yeah, and then Gannon cut his foot on glass, all kinds of stuff. But if it was that smoky, the smoke detectors in that house would have been going off. It would have triggered the alarm. That's just how modern day alarm systems work.
Well, and let's be honest, wouldn't the neighbors have said something about people flying out of the house? And you know what I mean? Like, come on.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Those houses are right next to each other.
So then I was thinking like, okay, well, maybe, they didn't have an alarm like that, but my alarm was installed 5 years ago.
Sorry.
So did I miss a funny comment? I probably missed a funny comment.
Her Indian name is Firewalker.
Oh my God. Oh, you guys. Oh, Tardashian Firewalker.
Walker.
Boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, so my alarm system literally says fire, 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 and then my alarm panel goes off. Like how when you set your house alarm off, how your alarm panel goes off?
Mm-hmm.
Mine does that, and it's super loud. And I had my alarm installed 5 years ago. This is a brand new house with a brand new alarm system. I can only imagine that maybe the technology was even better than what I have in my own home.
Right.
It's just something that comes with an alarm system, to my knowledge.
Mine doesn't. We have ADT. Mine particular one does not scream fire, but the regular smoke alarms, the ones that have the batteries in them, they make their noise, that standard noise. But then there's this screeching thing that'll make your ears bleed. I mean, it's horrible. Like, we can't even stand in the house if they're going off.
Right.
And these lights flash everywhere. So,
right.
Yeah. I mean, and I'm telling you, like, I've burned a pizza in the oven before and that's gone off. So they're sensitive.
Oh, yeah. That's what made mine go off. I flip and scorched something I was cooking for dinner.
Yeah, me too. And I opened the oven and all the smoke came out. And all of a sudden I was like,
Yeah, and then your
fire
alarm company calls you, and you have to be like, "Sorry, I'm just a shitty cook, and I burnt my family's dinner. No worries here, no fire, really."
I have to get off the line because Domino's is calling. Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, she's. I mean, I guess. She has all her special circumstances. Everything's different when it comes to Letitia. It's a whole other world. She makes up stories that don't even make sense. She can't even cover her own ass with these stories. It's just, I can't wait till the prosecution gets a hold of her.
Yeah.
In a trial. I just can't wait to see it because we only know like very little. We have to remember that those affidavits came out. That arrest affidavit was only up until February 28th.
Mm-hmm.
We are now 2 months past that arrest affidavit. There's a whole lot more that's happened between then and now that we don't know.
Right. And if they were smart, they put in the things that were impactful enough for the judge to sign. I personally think they went above and beyond, but they wanted to make sure that there was no questions asked and they could arrest her. And God knows what they had that they didn't include in it. And there were still things out for testing when that came out too.
Oh,
so
yeah.
We're still waiting on forensic results on some things.
Right. And they were still getting search warrants. They were still pulling search warrants on March 2nd when they arrested her. So Susie Boone had a good question. I've actually asked this myself. What was G doing up so late on a school night?
Oh, that's $1 million question.
It is $1 million question. Yes.
Her excuse is that his stomach hurt.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of like chicken or egg because, which came first, because sometimes it's like he knocked over the candle and then it was like, oh, it's because his stomach hurt, or his stomach hurt because he knocked over. Yeah, who knows?
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of things that she talks out her ass. That's all she does. She just makes up lies. And then there's this problem with lying. When you lie, you have to make up another lie to cover that lie.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get caught up in your tangled web that you've weaved. And that's what happened to Letitia. Thank God it happened. Thank God people, law enforcement caught on to her. Thank God she was stupid enough to give all these different versions of what happened. And thank God she leaked everything that she leaked, and she ran her mouth all over social media for how many weeks did we have to see what she had to say? That was a controversial time here on YouTube because I was very vocal about my opinion and what I thought. And that was probably one of the first times that I've ever spoken like that without having solid proof in front of me. But I could feel it in my gut. I knew what I had in my inboxes. I knew things, back in early February, I came on with the live and I asked you guys if anybody had heard anything about a brown suitcase. I had asked you if anybody had heard about blood in the house.
Because she couldn't say it outright. She didn't feel comfortable saying it outright, so she was putting it out there. So when we're talking, listen to what is being said sometimes, because there's things that Danielle does not feel comfortable stating as fact, although there are strong arrows pointing in those directions.
Right. Ryan Sam says, do you guys think it will go to trial? Most likely. Sorry if this is a dumb question. First of all, no question is ever dumb, so please don't ever apologize for asking questions. I do think it will go to trial. At this point,
she won't sign a plea deal. She's too smug. She
is smug. She is, and I don't think the DA is going to give her a plea deal. They're seeking the death penalty in a state that is abolishing the death penalty.
Right.
That's a strong stance to take. They want
A liberal state. Yeah, a very liberal state.
Thank you, Ann B. I'm glad you remember that. Yeah, a lot of times I will tell you guys things and you have to read between the lines with what I say because I will not uh, just flat out say things sometimes. And I wish I had been wrong. I say that with 100% being genuine. I wish I had been wrong.
Well, of
I do.
course, of course. And we had, Danielle caught a lot of flack. I caught a lot of flack for stating my opinion. You did for stating your opinion, but that's what we do. So when something's a fact, we tell you it's a fact. When it's an opinion, we tell you it's an opinion. And you were always speculating when you're talking about an active case. The safe route is to wait for it to go to trial, have a verdict, have somebody behind bars or somebody walk free, and then talk about it. That's the safe way to go. We don't do that here.
Yeah. We always stand behind what we say as well. If I say it, I'm going to back it up. I'm not just going to say things for saying them. I'm not. And yes, everyone is presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. And I think I've said this before. I'm really glad that this channel is not a court of law. We don't have that obligation. We are speculating, which we are allowed to do. We're human. She is presumed innocent until she gets in front of a judge. That's how the court system works. But we're still all allowed to think what we want to think.
Right. They're asking.
Question: was it a current suitcase or was it a new purchased one? Current suitcase. It was one that was within the home. They're asking what? I'm sorry.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. And then let's see. Just Dilly says, after the divorce, Al can testify against her and say whatever he wants about her. I can't wait to hear what he has to say. Actually, he could have done that married to her. You reserve a right not to testify against your spouse, but that's your choice. So, yeah, but I'm just glad he's divorcing her.
Yeah, me too. And like you said, that is a choice. When you're married to somebody, you can invoke your right to not testify against them. But that doesn't mean that you don't have to testify against them. You can testify against your spouse.
Mm-hmm.
You just have the right not to if you choose to.
Yeah, isn't that is it Kathleen Ross? She said it'd be interesting to see her testimony. What would be more interesting would be to see the expression of the jury's faces when she does. I know. I hate that when I understand why, and I agree with it. But I hate when they have trials that are televised. You can never see the jury.
Yeah, they keep them private. Yeah. So, there's so many new people in the chat, which is amazing. Thank you all for being here. If you see the link to our Facebook group and you want to join, there's great discussion in there. We do a lot of discussing in there. We only mildly troll when we have to. We will troll a troll. We're not afraid to do that because it's just pathetic and people don't know how to behave when they're adults. So whatever.
Hybrid Pisces, I love you. I'm not going to read the comment, but I love you.
I got to read it. Hold on.
Love you, girl.
I slowed that chat down and it's still rolling fast, guys. You guys are awesome.
I know.
Thank you, Hybrid Pisces. Sweet of you. So I'm going to drop the link to the Facebook group again. All of our moderators down there in our Facebook group, they're amazing. They're all well informed. And the WTAF team, we talk about this case like, I don't know,
ad nauseum.
22 out of 24 hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
Car Guy 72 down there, he's on our team. He's awesome. All of our moderators down in the chat are amazing. and we have great support. It's not just me and Amy. We have a lot of people standing behind us and helping us, and we are so grateful for that.
Very. And we don't have anything without you guys.
We don't. And our subs, you guys are all amazing. We actually, I mean, like, I'll be 100% honest. I was like, I don't know, thinking in my head, like, I might cancel this live. I'm not feeling it. I'm tired. Made coffee, and I'm like, no, I already scheduled it. And I'm only here because I didn't want to let anybody down. And I'm glad that I didn't cancel it because you guys all like boosted my mood, and I'm happy. And
That's right.
yes, Mignana's not here. She's in the hospital. Keep her in your prayers.
Yes, please, please, please. We were just talking to her last night in a chat. And we actually took it old school. We kicked it old school in the Mignon chat. We were talking about Watts.
Oh yeah, because there's a new video of Cindy Watts out there. I'm not linking a channel or anything, but for anybody who hasn't seen it, yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
True Helper, you're not a slacker. Thank you for all your help.
He named Tisha Tissues.
Tisha Tissues. Our subs, Amanda, Texas Girl, are calling them F-bombers. Do you guys know that the F in WTAF does not stand what everybody thinks it does? Sometimes we drop the occasional 4-letter F word, but
fail.
Yeah, fail.
Frog. FICA.
Come on, you're gonna make me say it.
Food. Food.
Oh my gosh, I'm not saying it.
What word? You're not gonna say the one that rhymes with the one that autocorrects to duck?
Yeah. Sometimes we say fuck. Sometimes, not often.
I don't, because my mommy's listening.
My mom is not listening. She's in bed. But that's not what the F stands for. It stands for facts, forensics, dispelling falsehoods. What else does it stand for? We have a whole list of what that F stands for.
Felonious.
Felonious masterminds. That's what the F stands for.
Yeah.
Thank you, Shabbat.
And it's just catchy, and it's always fun for us to say live from WTAF. It's Wednesday night.
Kathleen Ross wants to know what the tissue thing is. So the tissue thing is when Tisha went, mine too, Little Texas Tornado. I say it all the time, believe it or not. So Kathleen, when Tisha went in for her interview with police, she had an investigator. She had tissues in front of her, and she began stuffing them down her pants. That's where the tissue thing comes in. You can read that in the affidavit. I think the affidavit has been shared down there in the live chat. You have to scroll back, or on the replay. You can look back at all the links in the live chat. Tambra, when you were a host on AOL, you typed ducking and running. That's funny.
Oh, gosh.
Hey, Darwin. Yes. AJ, a.k.a. Audrey, like right in front of them. Yes. She took the flippin' tissues and shoved them down her pants in the interview room before she was transported to the hospital for what she was having a panic attack or something. I don't remember.
Yes.
Some other
attack.
BS. Yeah. J-Day, you're right. She was trying to hide her DNA from the police. You'll notice, Tisha, one of the very first things she said in her interview with the camera to the back was that cops refused her food and water and held her against her will. And my God, by the end of that interview and other comments, her $10,000 in diamonds had been stolen and blah, 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 blah. But I would imagine on that interview, and we'll see it someday. We'll see it. She was probably asked if she wanted water, and she said no because
Right.
she didn't want them to take the water bottle and get her DNA.
Yeah, if you guys want to know where it is, I'll tell you. It's on page 13, and it's item 99. And it says, towards the end of the interview, Letitia said she wanted to leave. Investigators seized her telephone and detained her while they applied for a search warrant to obtain DNA collection. Letitia began stuffing tissues in her pants and said she was having chest pain and shortness of breath.
Stop
So
it.
I hear you. Investigators immediately requested medical assistance, and paramedics from the Colorado Springs Fire Department arrived. Letitia had appropriate responses to the paramedics' questions. So she knew not to drink anything. She knew what they wanted. And when they had to come right out and say, we have a warrant for your DNA, she started panicking. So,
yeah. And stuffed tissues down her pants.
I
She is
remember
a
when I read that
class
the first time, I thought,
maybe she was maybe she was saving up for the pandemic. I just choked.
Oh, Lord. Oh, she says she's a prophet too. Her and Lori Vallow.
Oh, that's another case we're gonna discuss because yeah, we have lots of info on that case. Lots and lots and lots of info. We do have a Facebook group that we restarted, but
I'm sorry, but Amber Murphy,
her notes.
It's like you're in my head. I hope that they release our interview at some time when we actually get to see the actual stuffing of the tissues.
Me too. Me too. I mean, can you imagine? Jelly Bean said her notes told her to. Yes. This is the same woman who walked in to a police interview and took notes with her. What the WTAF. Yes. Seriously. Come on.
Oh my gosh. Too funny.
You always thought it was only men that stuffed tissues in their pants. You're funny.
Goodness gracious.
Oh boy. So
talk about a biohazard.
Ew.
Sorry. Before we wrap this up, I promised that we would discuss why we think Roderick is not on the witness list. What are your thoughts on that? I have thoughts.
I'll let you give your thoughts because I don't think I really have any on that. I'm just going to.
My thoughts are because most of what he has said has been the things that we consider important, like he went to Letitia's house and Letitia said that, what is going on?
I can't repeat it. No.
No, tell me where to look then.
Kathleen's comment. I'm just going to mute my mic so you can talk. I'll laugh in the background.
Oh my goodness. Well, she's not a redhead. I'll say that. Maybe she is. I don't know. Oh my goodness. I don't, you know what? I'm thinking of answers while we're live, so it's not coming to me. I was going to say that some of the stuff he said was hearsay, but it really isn't hearsay. He might be compromised in some way. It may be because he spoke to the public, and maybe I don't know. But this is what I will tell you. Just because that witness list is there in that capacity now does not mean that they cannot add witnesses at a later time. So that can be amended. That's not in stone. So there you go. Did she walk out with the tissues in her pants? Yes. She went to the hospital with the tissues in her pants. Yes.
Yeah, she definitely did.
Yeah,
I can't.
Two lives matter.
You guys gotta stop. Oh.
Oh my gosh.
What my theory on why Roderick is not on the witness list?
Right.
I think Roderick may not be on the witness list because ADT is on the witness list.
Right.
Roderick is not a witness. His security cam footage is a witness.
Right.
Sophie H. Roderick is Roderick Drayton. He is the gentleman who owned the surveillance system that captured Tisha leaving that day on January 27th and coming back that day on January 27th. So, and Glowing Ember, you have a good point. You think he would be considered an unreliable witness due to his interviews. He has spoken out publicly.
Mhm.
That could be another reason that he's not on those lists.
That's why I
Roderick,
use the word compromised. Yeah.
right. Roderick technically is not the witness.
It's the video.
His cameras are a witness. His
Mhm.
surveillance system is the witness, and that is listed. That is listed. So it's not really his footage. Although he pays for the system, that would be his security system's footage.
Right.
So law enforcement would have gotten a warrant for this actual security
Mhm.
system company, which is probably ADT. So
Sorry. Two things. Raquel said toilet paper, like she just has these emojis like hanging out, like, you know, when you see people and they have like toilet paper hanging out the back of their skirt or something. But,
oh my gosh.
But Charlotte Griffin, so I was laughing. But Charlotte Griffin, like, if you scroll up a bit, she asked if the video was listed as evidence in the arrest affidavit, and it is mentioned in the arrest affidavit. There is a mention that they reviewed the videos of Letitia both departing the house and arriving home. Departing the house with Gannon and the truck's arrival home, and they could not I'm stumbling on my words, sorry, positively identify either one of the people in that video as being Gannon or Letitia.
Correct.
So,
Glam Dolly asked why Gannon's name appears on that witness list, and it's because he is the victim.
right.
That is why. Another thing that we wanted to actually talk about while we're talking about that footage, there's been a lot of comments because I said, and I've said this before, I'm not sure that Gannon returned home alive that day. And I know what the affidavit says. I know what it says. I get that. Where I look at it from is that arrest affidavit came prior to Tisha's arrest. It was a reason to arrest her. It also came prior to Gannon's body being found. It came prior to the autopsy. I mean, obviously Gannon returned home with her that day. Mm-hmm. Do I think he returned home with her in good health? I do not. No. There's footage that we don't see. There's footage that we haven't seen. And based on what Roderick said, if we are to believe Roderick, who gave public statements to the media, and I don't see why he has a reason to lie. I mean, what's in it for him to lie? Let's be real.
Right, nothing.
What reason does he have to go public and give interviews and say that Gannon did not get out of that truck? What we don't know is what footage happened after that. Did she back the truck into the garage? That's very possible. That's possible.
It is.
I mean, all she had to do was pull a Chris Watts, except he didn't back his truck into the garage. He backed it up to the garage, but she could have backed the bed of the truck into the garage, or the half of the truck, you know, the back seat and the bed of the truck, and carried Gannon in from the back seat. There was no blood found in the truck, so you have to wonder what happened. You don't know. We don't know. We don't know.
Or if that was really even him leaving that morning.
Right. A lot of people have questioned what time Gannon's sister went to school that morning. Mm-hmm. Did Tisha drop her off? From what I know, I think Lena got on the bus. I don't know. They haven't said that in the affidavit. There's so much that we don't know. Maui girl, my theory on what happened to Gannon. Wow. I don't even want to say it. I don't. I can't figure out why those charges are on there for a knife, gun, and blunt force trauma. That's absolutely appalling to me. because when law enforcement places charges against somebody, they have to have the evidence to back it up.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I come back to. So why would they place charges? Why would they put those charges in place without evidence to back it up? And those charges were put in, changed after Gannon's autopsy were completed. I think this woman is vicious. She is fucking ruthless, vicious, disgusting slime. That's what I think.
She's feral, is what she is.
Yeah, you say it nicer than I do because I come out with bad words and stuff. But just look at the affidavit and picture carpet and picture padding and think about how much blood there had to be that it soaked through carpet, padding, and it stained concrete.
Right. Yeah.
So, yeah, Stephanie, see, we know that Lena was at school that day, and we know that it said that she came home from school. What we don't know, and what the affidavit does not say, is when Lena went to school. We don't, that's not in the affidavit. It
And she
doesn't say
rode,
that.
yeah. Did she ride the bus that morning like usual? Was she dropped off late? Those are little things
Yeah,
that
it's,
we'd like to know.
Penny Sue, I'm not trying to not offend anybody. It's just when I start thinking about it, it just makes me irate, and it really, really upsets me. You can look at Gannon, and he was small. He was a small 11-year-old little boy. She had so many opportunities to pick up the phone and call somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And that disgusts me.
Yeah.
Yeah, Just Jilly, his mattress had bloodstains too, where his head had been turned. So I don't, maybe True Helper. Do you have any input on why they...
Wait, right here. Denisa. They say that he died from homicidal violence, knife, gun, blunt object, etc. I've seen comments saying she did all three, especially gun and knife. I think the affidavit just means one of them, not all. Okay, since the affidavit, her charges have been amended to include an individual charge for each one of those objects. So they have evidence. They have to have evidence in order to charge her. So let's be clear. He was hurt with all of those items.
They wouldn't have those charges if they didn't have evidence to support that.
But we have to remember, I'm just reminding her that the affidavit was before they found Gannon. Right? So the charges changed after this document.
Yeah, the charges changed on...
That's the point I'm trying to drive home with her. Is remember. And it's not, maybe with these items, they're now each one is an individual charge.
Glam Dolly, you said a retired cop says the affidavit does not mean all three weapons named were used on him. It's usual to cover all bases. I totally understand that. However, where I'm coming from is that Gannon was found on March 17th. Gannon's autopsy was completed on March 18th. On March 19th, the public was made aware that Gannon was found and that the charges had been changed. They changed those charges after an autopsy had been performed on Gannon.
Right.
They don't add charges unless they have evidence to back it up. That's where I stop. And True Helper, before Gannon was found, the charges did not list the 4 specifications under homicidal violence. After he was found, they added the specifications they added charges. They amended her first-degree murder charge to a more severe level. They then added the charges of homicidal violence, which include, there's 4 separate charges added.
Mm-hmm. These are the charges covered in the affidavit. I won't read the statutes or whatever, but just so we're all clear: murder in the first degree, child under 12, position of trust, child abuse resulting in death, tampering with a deceased human body, tampering with physical evidence. Those were it says right here, submits the following facts to demonstrate probable cause to believe that, and then the charges. Okay. So, and then it says in 3, this affidavit is being submitted to support the issuance for an arrest warrant for the violations. And then they list her name. After Gannon was found and after the autopsy, she was officially charged one by one with each of those weapons, and it was added on to her original charges.
So, Glowing Ember, you said you wonder why law enforcement kept insisting they were looking for a live Gannon when they had all that blood evidence. Law enforcement was playing a game of cat and mouse, okay? They had to let Letitia think that they believed her BS. They had to let Letitia believe that Gannon was still alive. Law enforcement knew he wasn't alive. They hold their cards close to their vest. They're not going to show you their cards. So that was all investigative tactic. Once they came out in February, and it was actually March 2nd that they came out with the press conference, they told us they did not believe Gannon was alive, and they charged her with murder. Once those murder charges were in place, we knew they were looking for recovering Gannon's body. It's all a tactical thing with law enforcement. A lot of the times you have to listen to what they don't say.
Mm-hmm.
Because what they do say is strategic.
Right.
Why was she pants stuffing? She was stuffing tissues in her pants because she did not want the cops to get her DNA. That is our conclusion.
Yes.
That's
why she wouldn't eat anything. That's why she wouldn't drink anything.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And that's why she panicked, because when she said she wanted to leave and they began to take her phone and say they had a warrant for her DNA, then her escape from that was, first it was, I want to leave. I'm invoking my right to leave. And then they said, okay, well, we have a warrant for your DNA. And she faked the panic attack.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Thinking that would get her out of it.
Jose Baez is not her lawyer. He addressed that like 3 times on social media. Yeah. That was another lie by Letitia. One of the other things that she said was that she's pregnant. Have we ever confirmed that that's not true?
No.
I don't think it's ever been confirmed that that's not true. At least we haven't confirmed it. I am with you, Charla Griffin. I hope she doesn't get the death penalty. It'd be too good for her. And being honest with you, she's in Colorado. If she gets the death penalty, she'll never be put to death. Right. That's, if you know the state and how it works with the death penalty, she's going to rot in prison.
Right. Amy says, how did she get away with making it all the way to Florida? I wish I knew that answer. That's bothered me. So I don't have an answer for that.
Hold on one second.
Sure. Ryan Sam, we don't have super chat, but thank you for asking.
That's what I'm addressing it.
Okay. All right.
Super chat's turned off for tonight. Sorry, I got sidetracked for a minute.
No, that's okay. It's okay. I'm just reading the comments. Oh, I get what you're saying, Crime Junkie 70, but for me, I feel like law enforcement did an excellent job in this case, and I just refuse to nitpick and criticize. So, although, you know, I respect what you're saying, I think they did a very good job. Oh, where's my Karen? Oh, well, the true crime curator, our understanding is that the death penalty is back on the table now for that, like, since Letitia's been charged.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. I believe the DA, he said he wants the death penalty.
Mm-hmm.
That, like I said, that speaks strongly in a state that is, as of July 1st, there's no more death penalty in Colorado. So
Right.
thank God she was charged before that. I mean, but again, in the grand scheme of things, it's not going to matter, because if you research the history of the death penalty in Colorado,
no pun intended, it's never executed.
yeah.
Karen, we're glad you're here. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, they even checked the air filters in her car. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, this was a good live. I appreciate everybody being here.
Me too.
So Friday night we have something in store planned for you. So I don't know what time it's going to be yet, but we usually do like 9:30 or 10, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we'll let you know.
Yeah.
And we're
Tambra B, I'm hoping that somebody gets a hold of her, like Gabriel Fernandez's mother, because somebody got a hold of his mother in prison and beat the shit out of her. So
Yep.
will they release the autopsy report prior to trial? You know, it's possible, and only for this reason. Because he was found in Florida and because of the Sunshine Law.
Right.
It's possible. We don't know yet. We don't know.
Right. You need a WTAF t-shirt?
Gina, we're working on that, actually.
Yeah.
We're working on that. I want a WTAF t-shirt too, and I want a hat. So definitely something
that we are talking about. Yes. So
thank you, Mama Mia. It's been awesome to see so many new people in our chat. You guys are all so kind, and this is how it should be. We should all be kind to each other and get along, and if we don't agree, it's okay to disagree in a respectful manner, and that's what I love. I absolutely love about our chat. You want a coffee mug? Hybrid. We'll work on that. WTAF toilet paper?
You want to wipe your ass with us? Or do you just want to stuff it down your pants? Because I'm okay with that.
Glare while I'm at it.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm just going to shut up. He's not worth my time. Not worth it.
No, not at all. So, yay. Happy joy.
Yes.
Oh dear. Okay. We love you guys so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Yep. Have a good night, everybody.
Definitely. And we will see you Friday. We're excited. We hope you'll all be back then. And we'll have another interesting discussion. Oh, you got us from Mommy Ramblings? That's awesome. Carolyn is amazing. So, good night, everybody. Good night, Danielle.
Good night. Good night, everybody.
See you soon.